Hi, Z here. Today is a test. So this is a measurement tool that I use in order to measure the amount of reps that you do under 2 minutes. You're going to pick 3 different moves. You're going to have two under 2 minutes, and you're going to kind of have a goal and a number in mind, but then also you're going to keep record of it so you can return back to it. I got this from physical therapy. So the first one is pull-ups. Okay, so under 2 minutes, I was aiming for 25. I'm doing the kipping pull-ups. You can do a variety of other things if you don't have a pull-up bar, but what I wanted to emphasize, you could do push-ups for this, for example. You could do any push presses. What you're doing is, I was aiming for 25 and I got to 25, and I'm pretty happy with how it felt. But then I also noticed towards the end I was losing my form, and I might have cramped up my hip again. So I think that the goal is not to increase the amount, because I was able to do 25, but to do 25 more efficiently, to do it better, to do it in smaller chunks. Right now I'm doing 5. I started with 6, and then I started decreasing the amount that I did. But perhaps next time I would do just the 25 and doing 2 minutes, under 2 minutes, still do the 25. Maybe I won't be able to reach it, but the goal is to have a number that means something only when it's placed to other numbers. In isolation, it's not about comparing it to other people, but it's, the first set of these 25 was me comparing it to 2 minutes. Outcome number 2 is sit-ups, okay? And this one, part of this too is about learning about efficiency and how does your body respond to the same movement. So this one, I struggled with having my feet down and that kettlebell. I wanted my feet to have a block, and actually here is when I noticed that this was a nicer arrangement, but I wish I had a heavier kettlebell, because this one I was then tapping both the ground above me, above my head, but then also tapping the kettlebell. So for this one, I have done the sit-ups in 2 minutes before. I did it with my dad a little while ago, and that kind of helped me helped me start my workout again, getting really into it when I realized I was in better shape than I thought I was. And because I was able to do 50 reps in under 2 minutes fairly efficiently. This one is going to actually start to be a little bit painful. Again, I noticed, because I think I did something to my hips, because notice my legs are creeping up, right? And so now I'm actually able to use less movement. There's less places for my body to go, and this is something I didn't really realize. I didn't make that connection at the time. I knew I was slowing down, but I couldn't figure out why. And right now I can see that it's not because I necessarily lost momentum. Well, I did lose momentum, but why, right? It's not it wasn't a head thing. It was more about the placement of my body, and I wasn't working in tandem. So this one, 50th reps. Also, you can see how much I'm slowing down, but then I'm kind of going to this fulcrum. This one you can do with a partner, maybe having them sit on your legs. This last one was also a new one, so I wanted to do kind of upper body, lower body. My hip has been really hurting me, so this is my attempt to do stuff that's just I was doing a weighted squat. I like having the kettlebell in front of me. I think it engages my back, it engages my hips, and it's creating a nice counterbalance, so I can really, be mindful of when it starts to hurt and when it starts to just aggravate. I'm still working on, I realized here that maybe this was a lot of squats, and so I started switching up kind of the placement of the kettlebell kind of in between my legs a little bit more, keeping my legs straighter, as a deadlift. This is where you can see it. I just kind of varied it. Again, what I notice is as my body is moving the same motion, how it impacts different parts of my body. in like both a positive and like a negative way. I can tell that like this outcome wasn't my favorite. I think maybe just squats would be better. I'm also still in my lifters, so that would have made it a little more challenging. I really should start to take those off because I don't think I'm seeing results in parts of my legs in a certain way. But, you know, because of my hip, I have had a little bit of trouble figuring out how to still work that muscle, so I've kind of avoided front squats. But I did 60. My intent was to do 100. I was way off.